Hey, Miss Hope. Hey, hey, hey. How are y'all doing? How are you doing? I got some sunburn yesterday. I'm pink. How are you doing? It's been a lazy Sunday for me so far. I got in late last night. It was probably midnight before I got home. I don't usually roll like that. Y'all ready to read, to read, to read? Okay, let's see. How are y'all doing? There's a lot going on these streets the last few days, huh? How y'all doing today? Hey, Cece, how are you doing? I'm just waiting for some people to get in here. Maybe a lot of people busy today. Hey, 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 hey. And there's so many buttons on here. It's kind of quiet around today, huh? There was a lot of, I missed a day yesterday. I was out at that reunion and man, there's a lot going on. I'm going to go ahead and start, Miss Hope, and everybody that's in here. And we'll just go with it, okay? You doing okay today? Oh, my glasses are smudgy. Krista Jones. Hey, Trisha. Oh, thank you, Trisha. I'm pink. I got a little sun yesterday out there. Hey, I got a little sun out there yesterday. I need some sun. I need some tan. It's just painful getting it sometimes. Yeah, I did. I had a lot of fun, Trisha. It was really good. We had a good time. It was neat. I didn't realize how much I missed everybody till I started talking to them and seeing them, you know what I mean? Look, I'm already getting my horn. I tried to tell my wife, I was like, man, I'm going to cut them off. And she told me no. Don't cut my flyaways off. So I did. I haven't. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Whoever I sent that to. I think I just sent somebody an invite to co-host, but I didn't mean to. I don't even know how I did that. I definitely did not mean to do that. All right. Thank you. All right, let's roll. Let's roll with 2 L's, not a W. Chapter 3. Let them. Let them. So remember the other day we stopped with the let them and then the let me. Okay. The fastest and most effective way to start using the let them theory is to rise above the countless tiny stressors you face every day. You know the ones I'm talking about. The never-ending notifications on your phone, the slow internet connections, the unexpected changes in plans, the endless meetings at work, the inconsiderate behavior of other people, the long lines, the slow walkers. These small annoyances may seem insignificant, but they aren't. I get that people can be annoying, and yes, you have a lot on your plate. Modern life can feel like death by 1,000 cuts. One thing after another that slowly drains your energy and stresses you out. It's not only easy to let it get to you, it's dumb. Hey, welcome in. You can't control how other adults behave, and stressing about it diminishes your power. You'll never reach the full potential of your life if you continue to allow stupid things or rude people to drain your life force. Your time and energy are your most valuable resources, and in the next few chapters you'll learn how to use the let them theory to protect yourself from the unnecessary stress of other people that are currently causing in your life. I feel like this is going to be good. Just stop and ask yourself, why do you have to let a long line at the coffee shop ruin your day? Why is traffic putting you in a bad mood? Oh man, I feel like she's speaking to me for real. Why do you feel overwhelmed when someone interrupts you during an important task? Why does the person talking loudly on their phone in public irritate you? Why does a family member's unsolicited advice feel like a personal attack? Why does someone else's slow pace in a busy walkway make you feel rushed? Yeah, you're right, Lisa, it is. I feel like she's reading my mail. Like, how does she know that? It happens to me too. Just the other day, I went to my favorite garden center to pick up some plants. There, the cashier was moving so slowly. There were only 2 lanes open and about 5 people waiting in each. Beep, beep, beep. I felt myself starting to get agitated. I had a meeting I had to get to back home. I wanted to turn to the person behind me, shake my head and say, "Can you believe this?" I do say that sometimes. But I hesitated. I said, "Let them," to myself instead. The effect was immediate. I softened. Did I speak up to the cashier? No. It did something better. It protected me from this habit of letting little things become big stressors in my day-to-day life. The 10 extra minutes in this line was going to take away would not negatively impact the rest of my day. But allowing myself to get agitated and annoyed about something I couldn't control absolutely would. Why get stressed about things beyond your control that really don't matter? How does something small have such a large impact on you? Thank you, Jackie. When you let the world around you impact your emotional state of peace of mind, you become a prisoner to these external forces. You're letting trivial nonsense dictate your mood, drain your motivation, and steal your focus. There's this famous quote about a life from a great philosopher, Epictetus. I probably said that wrong. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. What does that mean? It means that your personal power is in how you react. Hey, Miss Sherry. Learning how to respond differently to the annoying and stressful situations every day will change your life. Right now, you're giving away all your power because you're wasting your time and energy on things that don't matter. Or you're burning up over things that are beyond your control. You have no idea how big of a problem this is. I didn't either. Yeah. The reason it's hard to manage your stress is that your reaction to what is happening around you is automatic and you feel your entire body go on edge. It's like you get swept up in the emotion and the next thing you know, you send the text that you regret. Or you say things in the heat of the moment that you really don't mean. Or you stand there in a really long line of people and the anger and annoyance just build, and even though you wish that it wouldn't. These are all examples of how your reaction to stressful and irritating situations can become a big problem in your day-to-day life. You can't control what's happening around you, but you can control how you respond. Nowhere is this more evident than at an airport. In fact, if you want to feel stressed, just go to one. Hey, Tech. Yeah, Trisha, me too. Lisa, it's definitely me. The airport stress test. From the check-in to security lines to people losing their minds over weather delays, missing baggage, people crowding the gates before they even start the boarding process, tight connections, getting rerouted, all the overhead space taken by the time you board, long lines at the rental car counter, the number of things that could stress you out are endless. But let's use this fact as an example to help you understand what you can control and what you can't control. Remember the fundamental law of human nature. You can't control what other people say, think, or do. Anytime you try to, you lose your power. Hey, Lady Day. I don't know who else I missed. You must learn to focus on what you say, think, or do. That's how you remain in control. Because no matter what is happening on the plane or at the airport, you still hold the power. A few months ago, I was on a plane and the guy right behind me was coughing as if it was his last day on earth. You know that deep chest hack that is bound to get everyone around them sick? I didn't think anything of it for the first few minutes. But then when it continued, oh, thank you, Trisha. When it continued on, and then he started clearing his throat, and then he kept coughing, I started to get annoyed. I was flying to an event where I had to give a speech, and over the next couple of weeks, I was speaking at a number of big events. I could not afford to get sick and lose my voice. I turned around to look through the crack between the seats and saw him just open mouth coughing into the air, as if no one else was on this plane. I thought, is this guy really going to get me sick? It's so selfish and rude. I can't get sick. I considered my options. Being passive aggressive wasn't going to solve anything. As much as I kept huffing and puffing in my seat and glaring at him between the cracks, trying to make evil eye contact, he was either not picking up on my cues or he didn't care. Hey, Noodles. I considered flagging over the flight attendant and complaining, but he was just sitting right there so he'd hear me, which would really be weird. So I decided to turn around like a mature adult and ask him politely, "Sir, could you please cover your mouth?" There was an awkward pause. He nodded and then he proceeded to cough openly for the rest of the plane ride. I know this because I kept turning around and looking through the crack between the seats. Obviously, you feel bad for the guy. It's not like he wants to be sick. When you have to cough, you have to cough. But in the heat of the moment, I was getting more and more annoyed. I was not only stressed out, but it was now ruining my mood and making it impossible to try and get some work done. This was just one example of how something happening around you can easily stress you out and negatively impact your body and hijack your brain. Man, we all know about that, huh? I've seen some of y'all's comments, but this is a hard one. Because you can tell yourself, but then you get in that situation, it's like, geez. All right, your brain on stress. Yeah. Over one of the experts I interviewed while researching this book, Dr. Adnai, a physician at Harvard Medical School and author of The 5 Resets, Rewire Your Brain and Body for Less Stress and More Resilience. Dr. Adnai was the medical director at Harvard's Beth Israel Deaconess Hospital's integrative medicine program, where she developed an enormous clinical practice in stress management using evidence-based, intricate approaches to help her patients feel better. Dr. Adnai says, stress is a much bigger problem in your life than you realize. According to Dr. Adnai, stress causes you to doubt yourself, procrastinate, burn out, doom scroll, and struggle with comparison. Wow, I'm going to read that again. Stress causes you to doubt yourself, procrastinate, burn out, doom scroll, and struggle with comparison. If you're having trouble focusing, feeling happy, or taking care of yourself, the reason is stress. She also told me that if your inner circle is louder than ever, you're struggling with procrastination, you're constantly tired, you can't stop scrolling on your phone, or you have trouble disconnecting from work. It's all due to stress. Dr. Adnai explained to me that stress is way bigger than just the tension you feel in your body. Stress is a physiological state in your brain. This is important to understand because stress actively hijacks the functioning of your brain. Dr. Adnai explained it is normally your prefrontal cortex that is in control. This part of your brain helps run your day-to-day life. It helps you plan, organize, remember things, and guide your decision making. To become the best version of yourself, you need leverage on this part of your brain. The problem is that the second you feel stressed by the guy coughing on the plane, the line that is taking too long, or the test results you're waiting on, your brain goes into a stress response, and that prefrontal cortex that is so important is no longer in control, and neither are you. Is Tech leaving? Oh. Oh no, she's saying how. Okay, sorry. That's a lot of information. I didn't know that. Your stress response is located in another part of your brain called the amygdala. Dr. Adnai described that the amygdala is a small almond-shaped structure deep in your brain located between your ears. It's one of the oldest structures of the human brain, and many refer to it as our reptilian brain, and it houses your stress response. And if you ever heard someone refer to flight, flight, or freeze response, that's the exact same thing as your stress response. Meaning that when you are stressed, your amygdala is in control. This can cause rash decision making and more impulsive behaviors. When life is normal and you're feeling good, your prefrontal cortex is the one driving most of your actions. This means that you can logically think through the pros and cons of situations and make well thought out decisions. In other words, you can choose how you're going to respond. But whenever something happens that makes you feel stressed, that is when you and I get in trouble, because the response in our bodies and brains is automatic. Your amygdala takes over automatically. And this part of our brain has one job: survival and self-preservation. Your brain and your body kick into fight or flight and are only designed to work in this stressed out state for short periods of time. You are supposed to reset back to normal functioning, where your prefrontal cortex is in control and you feel calm and confident again. But what happens when you don't reset? Whoop. The real reason you feel exhausted all the time. According to Dr. Adnai, 7 out of 10 people are currently living in a chronic state of stress. I used to be one of them. When you live in a state of chronic stress, you are locked in a constant state of fight or flight. Your amygdala is humming in the background, always on. Dr. Adnai told me that when you're stressed, you not only feel like you're in survival mode, but from the neurological standpoint, your brain actually is in survival mode. Your goals, your dreams, your best self, your ability to be patient and non-reactive, it all goes right out the window. Which is why you must solve this problem and stop allowing other people to create unnecessary stress in your life. Well, that's a chore, isn't it? That's a job, especially on this app. There's too much at stake. You deserve to live a good life, but you'll never be able to if you're always in survival mode. You'll never get that project done this weekend if you keep procrastinating because of stress. You need to have more fun, but you won't allow yourself to have it if you can't disconnect from work. Oh, tech. Yeah, I think my amygdala is grown. It's strolling. You should be more present. Yeah. You should be more present and connected to your spouse, but you never will if you're constantly doom scrolling. Thank you. The life you always wanted is right in front of you, but you will never reach it, for your inner critic is constantly telling you not to. Stress is a major problem, and it's time to deal with it. Thank you, Tech. Hacking your stress response. So I asked Dr. Adnai how we reset our brain back to normal functioning. Doom scrolling, yeah, I'm guilty of that. She said the first step is to understand what stress actually is, so that you know you have power in these situations. For me, it was a revelation to learn that stress is in your body and brain switching between these two functions. It's empowering to know that I can switch back to normal functioning, and it's not that hard to do using the let them theory. Fluffy, thank you. How cool is it that you don't have to live your life feeling like everything happening around you had to stress you out. How amazing is it that other people's behavior doesn't have to be a huge problem in your life? Next, you're going to use the let them theory to reset your stress response. Think of it as an off switch, a little lever you can pull inside your brain whenever something happens that stresses you out. The moment you say, let them, you are signaling to your brain that it's okay. It's not even worth stressing about. You're telling your amygdala to turn off. You're resetting that stress response by detaching from the negative emotion that you feel. Here's how you do it. The moment anything happens that stresses you out, say, let them. Put yourself on pause. Then say, let me, and take a breath. Let me take another breath. Slow your stress response. Calm your body and brain down. Take control and regain your power. This seems so insignificant, but this one change will turn you into a different person. Catching your stress response using let them and let me empowers you to choose what you say, think, or do instead of allowing your emotions to hijack your response. No more rage texts or snapping at your loved ones or wasting hours crafting an email for work. The fact is, not every email warrants a response, and not every conversation needs your participation. And you do not always have to have the last word. And as the famous saying goes, your silence can't be misquoted. You'll start to see that a lot of what used to set you off isn't really worth your time and energy. And the less you react to the things around you using let me, the more in control that you'll feel. Dr. Adnai said that taking deep breaths has scientifically proven to help you lower your stress response. Breathing in fully, feeling the air expand in your belly, and simulates the vagus nerve, which sends a message directly to your brain that says, we can calm down. I do need to calm down. By saying let me and resetting your stress response, you are now back in control and can choose how to intentionally respond. Y'all doing okay? Let them and let me, yeah. Own your reactions, take your power back. On that note, let's go back to me on the plane with a guy who is coughing behind me. Oh no, you're late. Yeah. I'm going to, actually, when this is over, I'm going to download my live and upload it to my YouTube, which I never use, but I'll start uploading them there for anybody that misses it. And then I'll get that information out later. All right. On that note, let's go back to me on the plane with the guy who is coughing behind me. I'm getting more and more stressed, and I can't focus on the work I need to get done. And I feel like a caged animal sitting there strapped to my seat. So how do you use the let them theory to get someone to stop coughing? You don't. You have to let them cough. Let them. Hey, Salty. Okay, I will. I'll let you know. I'll make a video of it. I know. Hear me out. Yes, it was stressing me out. Yes, I thought he was rude for not covering his mouth. And yes, I was worried about getting sick. But let's come back to control. What could I control in this situation? I couldn't control whether or not another person was coughing. I could only control how I responded to his coughing. Hey, Piper! Focusing on what you can't control makes you stressed. Focusing on what you can control makes you powerful. And that brings me to another important point. Who is responsible for me not getting sick? Me or this stranger on a plane? Me. I'm responsible for my health. It's not this guy's responsibility to stop coughing because I want him to. It's my responsibility to respond in a way that takes care of my needs. I know what you are thinking. Shouldn't everybody cover their mouth? Shouldn't everybody wash their hands? Shouldn't everybody follow basic guidelines to decency? Of course they should, but a lot of people don't. My point is, trying to manage someone else or a situation that is beyond your control is only going to cause you more stress. I can get mad. I could keep turning around. I could yell at the flight attendant. I could get frustrated and yell at the guy. But to what end? Isn't there a more obvious and powerful solution right in front of my face? I'm offering you a pragmatic and strategic approach to life. Instead of getting enraged in my seat, I just let him cough. And then I let me focus on the simple actions I could take in order to protect myself. I'm going to cover my nose and mouth with my scarf, I thought. And I'm going to put my headphones on to drown out the coughing. Hey, Dollar Diva? And that's what I did. And with my scarf over my nose and my mouth, I turned up my music on my headphones. Problem solved. Every time you say, let them, you acknowledge that you cannot control the situation that is stressing you out. And when you say, let me, you are following Dr. Adnai's advice and focusing on what you can control, which is your response to these stressful situations. Dr. Adnai confirmed the let them theory is like a sigh of relief for your stressed brain. It helps you reclaim over your anxious thoughts so that your brain can finally get out of survival mode and back to thriving. Let me explain why this matters. If you allow yourself to get completely stressed out, you are giving all your power to other people. In the past, I would have allowed this guy to stress me out. I would have gotten zero work done. Being exhausted all the time, the plane landed. Been exhausted by the time the plane landed, and then called my husband to complain about this idiot who ruined my entire flight. I probably would have told the story over dinner that night with the clients who had hired me to speak at the event. I would have gone on and on about how infuriating this situation was for me, all of which would have left me feeling even more stressed out and worked up and feeling more drained. Yeah, me too, Trisha, absolutely. I am explaining this in detail because I want you to see what a problem this is. When you let other people stress you out, you surrender your power to things that either don't matter or are beyond your control. And it often spirals into other areas of your life for hours, weeks, or even years. Hey, Lee. And if you want to achieve your goals, be more present, feel more confident, and be happier, you must stop allowing other people to stress you out. In life, there will be things you can control and things that you can't. There will be situations that are fair and situations that are not. You will get to decide what stresses you out and for how long. What Dr. Adnai's research proves is that learning to protect your energy will improve your mood, mindset, health, focus, and ability to disconnect and unplug. I believe this is one of the reasons why so many people get the words let them tattooed on their body. Thank you, Lee. With days of learning about the theory. It serves as a reminder that your peace is worth protecting. There is a certain kind of confidence that comes with knowing that other people can't disrupt your peace. That's good. There is a certain kind of confidence that comes with knowing that other people cannot disrupt your peace. But let's take that up a notch. A stranger coughing on a plane is a pretty straightforward situation. You will eventually get off the plane and move on with your life. So it is easy to use the let them theory then. Hey, Melissa. But what about when it's not clear what you should do or what the right response is? How do you use the theory when your stress is coming from something much bigger, like your job? And that's the end of that chapter. But I'm going to take a drink real fast, and we're going to do chapter 4 too today. Y'all good with that? Y'all, I got my... How y'all... Man, this today is really hitting me for real. I have a tooth that's bothering me. So I'm about to dump some BC powder on top of it. Have you ever done that? You too, Dalla. Hey, Lily. Lily Hope. How's everybody doing tonight? I've tried to see when you come in, but I know I've missed people. I'm glad y'all are here. I'm pink and sunburnt. We were in the sun yesterday. It was a pretty day, but it was sunny. Y'all ever dump BC powder on a sore tooth? I'm about to see if it works. How you doing, Miss Raylene? Hey, so somebody else that was late. I did, Piper. It was really fun. About half our class showed up, and it was really fun. I didn't realize how much I had missed everyone until I got to be around them. I see some of them, like 1 or 2 regularly, but the rest, I'm always like, man. Actually, I don't know. Let me see. There's nothing on it, and I have a random name on there. Let's see what it is. It's Texas Tomboy, but I don't have any videos on it. But I'm going to actually change. It says Goose, but Texas Tomboy. But I'll make a video and I'll actually put it on there. Because I'm just going to, after this downloads, I'll upload it to YouTube, Raylene, or anybody else that wants to see it. And then if you want to see the parts we miss, they'll be there. So, because I think that would be the best way to do it. Because I can't really send out my downloaded live. I've never done that before, but I feel like it'd be easier just to upload it to YouTube, and then if anybody wants to watch them, then they'll just be there. How you doing, Miss Raylene? We're about to do chapter 4. Man, she's hitting it home today, huh? All right. I have to go. I cracked one of my teeth. Dang it. Who just did that? Piper, thank you. Oh. All right. All right. You just wash and listen. Wash dishes and listen. I'm glad you're here and listening. Let's get to it. All right. What are we going to do? The title of this chapter is we're going to let them stress you out. Let them stress you out. What we are practicing, get you some filling replacement at Walmart. Oh, yeah. I could do that. It started hurting me last night. I got some antibiotic I started taking because my daughter used to work at a dentist too. My wife told me to take it, and because they would put me on it anyways, and I'm going to go have it checked out because I can't be having no tooth pain. Oh, that's bad. Yeah, I'm going to go. I'm going to call them in the morning. I've heard it's dangerous, so you don't want to let it just hurt. What about practicing let them and let me when it comes to, something or someone that triggers your response every single day? Y'all got something that triggers your response every day? I do, my stress response. I got a few things. According to research, work is the #1 cause of life stress for most people. And your manager has as much impact on your mental health as your spouse. What? Your manager has as much impact on your mental health as your spouse. I mean, I guess that's true, but I never thought about that. I'm sure I don't need to tell you that, as rewarding as work can be, it is filled with stress. From 4 p.m. meetings on Friday to dealing with rude customers, passive aggressive emails, a micromanaging boss, doing work that you don't enjoy, feeling unappreciated, seeing no opportunity for advancement, false promises, surprise layoffs, or being completely understaffed and having extra work on your plate, it's always something. Ooh, I feel tired just reading that. I feel stressed just reading that paragraph. And if you're like me and you started your own business or are trying to be a good manager, just double that list. So how do you use just let them theory to not let work stress you out? For example, what if you've been doing a great job, hitting all your numbers, going above and beyond, and your boss just isn't promoting you? Thank you, Dala. When you ask for an update, you get a stereotypical response that the company's profits are down this year, or my hands are tied, but you add so much value to this team, lip service, it sucks. But you feel frustrated, discouraged, powerless, hostile, or demoralized. Dr. Adnai says that this is why she's seeing burnout in record numbers right now. People are stuck in a state of chronic stress at work. And she added, your stress at work isn't changing, so you need to change your approach to dealing with it. I know when I've been in that situation, that's exactly how I felt. And the fact that you need your paycheck to pay your bills only makes you feel more stressed out and powerless. But as overwhelming as work may be right now, you are not powerless. So, how do you use the let them theory to get your boss to give you a promotion that you deserve? You don't. Let them string you along. I know it's tough to hear because it's true. Yes, it's not fair. Yes, you've earned the promotion. And yes, you deserve to be angry about it. But let me ask you this question. Who is responsible for your career? That's right, you are. Besides, you can't control if your boss is going to promote you, give you a raise, or even move you to the cubicle that's closer to the window. No matter how much harder you work, or how much hard work you've put in, or how many compliments you've received, the decision is up to them. So if you're in a situation where you've put in effort, you have had the conversation, you've asked for salary increase, you've hit your numbers, and you still are waiting for that promotion or title change or new desk, and it's just not coming, you have to stop being mad and choose what you're going to do about it. Because guess what? If you let your emotions get the best of you, it's going to make you crazy. If you let the stress of this situation take you over, you will never be able to think strategically about your next move. There's always a next move. You cannot let the stress of this make you stupid. You've got to be smart about how you're going to respond. That's where your power lies. If something at work is out of your control and you've done everything you can to try to influence it, it is dumb to waste any more time trying to change your situation. And it's even dumber to constantly let it stress you out. You're way smarter than that. Your life and the possibilities in it are way bigger than your current job. You are never stuck. That's just a lie you tell yourself. You leave a job, a relationship, a living situation, a date, an interview, or a conversation anytime you want to. But instead, you're sitting there with your boss, Steve, and who you flip off every time the Zoom meeting ends. You do not have to stay in any job that makes you feel frustrated, demoralized, or stressed. And you shouldn't. Let them string you along. It's time for the let me part. Stop fixating on your current situation and start focusing on finding a better opportunity. Right now, there's an amazing job with a kick-ass boss, a better salary, and a desk next to a window waiting for you to come find it. Your company is not the only company on this planet, and there's a million bosses out there who would be ecstatic to help advance your career. Let me go get it. Is it hard to find a job? Yes. Can it take forever? Yes. Do you dread the idea of updating your resume? Yes. Is it getting out there and networking intimidating? Yes. Your career is your responsibility and you have more power here than you think. It's time to start acting like it. Let me choose to spend weekends differently. Tell it. We're going to tell it, Dala. Instead of blowing off steam at the bar with your friends and complaining about work, how about you pour your time and energy into doing the work to find a job you deserve? Yes, it may take you 6 months to land something amazing, but those 6 months are going to go by whether you do nothing or you go after what you want. Those 6 months are going to go by whether you do nothing or you go after what you want. That's good. And consider this. If you stay at that job, who controls your future? That's right, your boss, Steve. If you update your resume, start networking, and go on some interviews, who's in control now? That's right, you. You can act like a toddler and call your boss every name in the book, but the harsh truth is that you're the one to blame because you are choosing to stay in a job that makes you miserable. Okay, that's on you. And you want to know what else is on you? Your dumb excuses for why you are not looking for another job. You have so much more power than you think. It's time to start acting like it. You control your next move. One topic that I want to address in greater detail is how you can determine what the right response is for you when you say, let me. The let them part is obvious. When you say let them, you stop trying to control what someone else is doing. When you say let me, you take responsibility for how you respond to it, which is not always obvious. Every situation is different, and learning how to choose what type of response is worth your time and energy and what isn't will change your life. I have a story that will help you understand how to choose the right response for you. The other day, I was taking out our dogs for a walk at a most popular spot in a local state park. As I pulled into the parking lot, the park ranger stopped to pet my 2 dogs and to say hello. As we were chatting, he mentioned to make sure to keep the dogs on a leash and to pick up their poop because there had been a lot of complaints that dogs were running free and that they were not being picked up after by their owners. And it was getting to the point where they may close the trails to dogs. I thanked him for sharing the information and assured him that I was not one of those people and would follow the rules. As I walked down the trail, there was a person walking 100 foot in front of me with their dog off the leash, running all over the place and jumping on people. I started to get annoyed. I could feel the stress response rise up and my amygdala switches on. I was no longer enjoying my walk in the woods. I was focused like a laser on this dog and its owner, and I was getting more and more annoyed that this was exactly what the park ranger was talking about, and this idiot was going to get all of us banned from being here. I kept saying, let them, and it worked fine the first 5 times I said it, but then her dog crouched right there in the middle of the trail and went number 2, and I watched in horror as the owner kicked some leaves over it instead of picking it up in a doggy bag and removing it. That was it. I went from feeling stressed to anointing myself as dog police in 5 seconds flat. That brings me to an important aspect of using this theory. Your response to every situation is going to be unique and different every time. There will always be days when I just don't have the energy to chase this woman down, hand her a doggy bag and ask her to pick it up, explain the implications of what's going on, and request that she do her part. And there will be days where I will run like an Olympic sprinter, chase her down, and do exactly that. There will be moments when I just shrug my shoulders, say, let them, and know it's not worth my time and energy. And when I get to the point where the dog has made its mess, I'll let me be the bigger person, and I'll take a baggie and pick it up. And then I'll smear it all over her car in the parking lot. She said, that last part was a joke. But that was funny. Oh my. For those that just come in, while I don't want to have to pick up after other people, I like being the kind of person who cares about leaving public places in the good shape for everyone to enjoy them. I just love knowing that I leave places better than I found them. And I love acting like a leader, even when it's not my job to do so. There will be other days where I feel that the best course of action is to turn around, walk back out to the parking lot, track down that park officer, wait for them until the woman comes back, and personally report her to the ranger so he can deal with her. Every single one of these let me options are available to me and you. As you were reading, you may even have thought of other options. The point here is every situation is different, but one thing remains the same. You always get to choose how you respond. I can't stop that lady from letting her dog poop in the middle of the trail, but I can choose what I do in response to it. I get to choose who I'm going to be and how I'm going to show up, and that is a very powerful feeling. Every situation will be different based on how you feel, what's going on in your life right now, how much time you have, how important the issue is to you, what your values are, and what the most effective approach is. Let Me is an opportunity for you to put your time, energy, and values at the center of your life. It is where you get to choose what's worth your attention and what isn't. How do you decide what's right for you, particularly when it's a really stressful situation? Well, that's a great question. I find it helpful in these stressful moments to just say, let them, take a pause, and consider. Is it going to bother me in an hour? Is it going to bother me in a week? Or is it something that just bothers me right now? If I'm still thinking about it an hour from now, I should do something. If it's going to matter in a week or a year, then I definitely need to do something. In a situation with this lady and her dog, I knew it would bother me every single time I walked my dog in that state park. In most cases, you will know what is right for you. And that leads me to the next example, which is the perfect topic to follow poop, and that's politics. Let me read that. And that lands me to the next example, which is the perfect topic to follow poop, politics. According to recent research, the majority of people report feeling very stressed about the current state of world politics. I feel it too, and how can you not? We live in a moment where we are more polarized than ever. The stakes feel so high, and everyone seems so far apart and either angry or scared about things, how things are, or both. It is impossible to have a civil conversation with the most people who have a different point of view because none of us really want to take the time to understand where the person is coming from. It would be easy, given how stressful politics can be at the local, state, national, and global level, to just throw our hands up in the air, disengage, and feel powerless to change the state of things. And that's how I usually feel when it comes to politics. So how do you use the let them theory to change the state of politics at a local, national, or global level? You don't. The school board has already decided. The Senate has voted. These are the two candidates running. The election is over. It's tied up in the courts. Let them. You can't change what just happened. But I never said you couldn't change the future. Does it seem overwhelming? Yes. Does it feel like you won't make a difference? Yes. Do it anyway. Let me stay engaged and vocal on the issues I care about and do something that can change the future of my local, national, and global politics. Don't sit around and wait for someone else to clean up the mess that you see. If it matters, be the one that everyone else is waiting for. That's good. If it matters, be the one everyone else is waiting for. Create the change you want to see. That's the power of let me. I like that. I'm going to read it all again. If it matters, be the one everyone is waiting for. Create the change you want to see. That's the power of let me. That's good. I like to remind myself of what Professor Margaret Mead said. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. I also want to share what Andrea Waters King said to me on her My Legacy podcast. The civil rights movement taught us that responding with love and dignity, even in the face of injustice, is not surrender, it is strength. Though our work is realize the dream, Martin Luther King III and I continue this legacy by empowering individuals and communities to choose peace, purpose, and action as a force for justice. The Let Them theory echoes this legacy, reminding us that we always have the power to decide what energy we feed, what battles we fight, and how we create change. Hold on, I'm a puzzle. That's the first puzzle I ever got. Ha! I thought my screen was turning off because it kind of gets dark for a second. I was like, oh no. All it takes is one person to do the right thing. And if it bothers you enough, that person is you. Something can always be done. You can make a difference. And it doesn't matter enough for you to get involved, then stop complaining about it. Woo. If it doesn't matter enough for you to get involved, then stop complaining about it. It just stresses you out. And as you are learning, that's dumb. Talk is cheap. If it really bothers you, dedicate some time and energy to changing it. Me too, Trisha, me too. My toes are all broken, bruised after these chapters. Over and over again, regardless of what situations and circumstances in which you find yourself using the let them theory, you'll learn that no matter how big the problem is or how stressful something feels, there's always something you can do through your actions and your attitude to make it better. Yeah, Miss Debbie. That is the power of let me. You can't control everyone around you or the world at large or what people are doing at the park. But you can always control what you say, think, or do in response. And that's where the true power comes. The more you tap into that power, the more you'll see all of the ways in which you have been sabotaging your own happiness and giving all of your power away. And like me, you didn't even know it. Your time and energy are paramount. And the let them theory really highlights this and empowers you to make better choices about what is worth your time and energy and what is not. This doesn't mean avoiding conflict or difficult situations or conversations or staying silent. It doesn't mean being a doormat and letting people walk all over you, nor does it mean you have to pick up everybody's dog poop or run for political office. What it does mean is that you get to choose what impacts you and to what extent. You get to choose what you participate in and what you don't. You get to choose when a job or relationship or issue is worth fighting for and when it's time to leave. You get to choose, and that is why you are always in control of what happens next. So let's summarize what you have learned about managing stress. Right now, you allow other people to create unnecessary stress in your life. Ain't that the truth? The let them theory teaches you to protect your energy by not allowing minor irritations to control your life so you can focus on what truly matters. Number one, the problem. Other people are going to do things all day that bother you, annoy you, or stress you out. It will happen. You can't control it. When you allow someone else's behavior to stress you out, you give other people power. That leaves you drained with no time and energy for yourself. Number two, the truth. Your body's stress response is automatic. You will feel yourself getting annoyed. You will feel frustrated. You will feel the anger and agitation hit. You can't control the emotions that rise up inside of you. But you can learn how to reset your stress response so your emotions don't hijack you. Number three, the solution. Using let them theory, you protect yourself from the stress other people have been causing you. Your power is in controlling your response to the other person's behavior or to the annoying situation and the emotions that you feel. When you say let them, you make a decision not to allow other people's behavior to stress you out or bother you. When you say let me, you reset your stress response and take responsibility to how you respond. It's time to reclaim your time and energy for what matters most to you. Woo! And that's the end of that chapter. They can no longer have our power, Hope. That's right. That was good today, huh? Man, I feel like we got preached to. We got preached to by Mel Robbins. Ooh. You're very welcome. I thank y'all for being here. That means a lot. I hope you enjoy it. I made some live events, so Monday, Wednesday, and Sundays are when we're doing this. Thank you, Ted. Thank you. Thank you, Trisha. Thank you, Miss Lisa. But I'll make another video in the morning with the reminder. So, yay! I'm glad y'all are here. I hope y'all have a good rest of your night. This talking's making my mouth hurt. I'm hoping that antibiotic helps. But yeah, I got a call. Tomorrow it's at 7 Central. 7 Central. Monday and Wednesdays is 7, and then Sunday I picked 5. That way we could do it, not be so late, because I don't work on Sundays. Yeah, it will. I got some antibiotics and I'm gonna go to the dentist. But it was kind of hurting a little bit, but the more I've talked, it's hurt of this. It's kind of getting on my nerves. I'm gonna let me take ibuprofen and I'll call the dentist tomorrow. Oh yeah, church. A lot of places, church on Sundays kind of don't have Sunday evening service, but I guess a lot of places still do. Yeah, it's annoying. It's just an annoyance to me. It hurts. Let them. Yes, ma'am. All right, I'll see y'all tomorrow in here. I'll make videos. I'll make a video about it. Also, I'm going to make a video and I'll tag my YouTube on there. I'm going to upload this to it, okay? For those that missed it or came in late, you can watch it. Okay? You're very welcome. I'll see y'all later. Good night. Thanks for being here. You're very welcome, Miss Sherry and Piper. Oh, thank you, J1RN. See y'all later. Bye. That's funny. I never even seen that gift before. Bye. Love y'all.